Okay, I'm gonna look at you while doing this. All right, so about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I made a video about my experiences with dissociation, and I realized that afterwards it really didn't go over how to cope. This video is sort of like, well, if you identified with my last video, so what? What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna share some coping skills and some things that might help that work for me, and it might work for you. So the first thing that you can do is check your recreational drugs. It is something that you use to self-medicate, which is, can be important, and it's not an option for you to opt out of, then don't even worry about that. This is just a first caffeine, alcohol, marijuana, anything that, or even strong teas, like just anything that might be having a physiological effect and influencing how long you dissociate, and you're able to opt out of that. Maybe check it out, see how that feels. If it's not helping, then forget that. But yeah, just definitely check what is going in your body, how it's affecting you, and if it is in your best interest to opt out of that, because it might be helping, might be causing your dissociation. So yeah. If it's making you feel like really distant from all your senses, then you might try a sensory deprivation tank, like a makeshift one. And it doesn't have to be in a kiddie pool in a gymnasium like in Stranger Things. It can just be in your own home. If you have a bathtub, fill it with like room temperature water, as close to like a little bit warmer than your body temperature. You can fill it with some salt if you want to help with the floating. Turn off all the lights and just sort of float for a while. And if you are giving your body your own version, your own controlled version of sensory deprivation, then maybe your brain will not have to do that for you. Also, sunglasses. Sunglasses are helpful. If you're in an environment where you have to go to the mall or you have to go to work and you are able to wear sound-reducing earplugs, or you're able to wear sunglasses, it might help with overstimulating stimuli that could be triggering some dissociation. Get some sleep, buddy! If you are not sleeping, that's super, super important. You're way more likely to dissociate or have chronic dissociation if you are sleep deprived. So make sure that you are sleeping, that you're getting good quality sleep. Invest in, a nice place for you to relax at night. If your bed isn't comfortable, try to make it more comfortable with a mattress topper, or a fan or a humidifier. Just make the environment nice so that you can sleep properly. And if you're not able to sleep, then maybe looking into medication for insomnia. Like, I have to take a sedative at night to sleep, because otherwise I just don't sleep and my life goes out of control. Oh, support. Let people know that you're experiencing this. Let people know exactly how it manifests with you. So you might want to tell them hey, every time I get dissociated, can you reassure me that everything is real, that it's going to be okay? Something that really helped me was having my friends quiz me about my life. So I would often think I've imagined my whole life, none of it was real. It's little things that would prove that those things existed and were real, and that you're on the same reality page as everyone else. Ooh, track your triggers. You may not realize the things that might be triggering your dissociation. It might be completely random, but you might want to get an app on your phone. A good one I would recommend is eMoods. It's specifically designed to track bipolar, but it is also super helpful in just knowing what makes you anxious, what makes you sad, what makes you irritable, and all those kind of, and what feelings are associated with dissociation and what feelings tend to trigger dissociation. And once you're able to identify those triggers, trying to minimize your exposure to them. So if going to the mall makes you feel a certain way and stresses you out, and as a result you tend to dissociate, then communicating that to your loved ones, and maybe they can go to the mall for you, and just minimizing your exposure to, stressful stimuli. My number one tip for dissociation, derealization in particular, and this might not work for you, but it was hugely helpful for me, that dissociation is like quicksand. The more you struggle, the more hard it is to break free from it. As panic-inducing as it can be, you want to try to, of the best of your ability, relax into it. And sometimes dissociation is being anxious about being anxious. So if you can already eliminate one of those levels and just be anxious and sit in that one level and let the anxiety be there, in my experience, it does loosen its grip eventually, and it is something that you need to practice, and it is something that doesn't come easily, but if you're able to, it might be super helpful. Medication. You might want to talk to your doctor or your psychiatrist about medication. That might help you sleep, help with your anxiety, help with things that are not under your control, and there's a variety of medication that might be helpful to you, including antidepressants, antipsychotics, anticonvulsants, I don't know how to say it in English, anxiolytique. I want to say they're called anti-anxiety medications, benzos. I know for me that an antipsychotic was extremely helpful. That is also because I was experiencing psychosis, and that was a trigger for dissociation. So, just feel it out, feel it out, feel it out. If you are able to or have access to DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, it is incredibly helpful, I find, in helping you tolerate the dissociation if it is something that is chronic. I'm not going to go into the specifics of DBT now, but please look into it. It is specifically for helping people tolerate and cope with incredibly intense feelings and experiences. So yeah. The last thing is please educate yourself on dissociation. Look it up, hear about other people's experiences. It is a lot less scary when you know what it is. If you have any questions or you want to share your experience, please comment in the comment section below, and I will do my best to reply to all of them if I can. I got so much support for my last video, so thank you so much. And this has been Noah, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.